Hey guys, it's Brian Storm. Welcome to the secret to completing hut challenges. And this is going to be a compilation video of tips primarily brought to you by the Reddit hut community, but some of these tips are also going to be from me, especially the ones involving the Superstar AI. If you guys want to check out the hut community on Reddit, check out the link in the description. That community is super friendly and helpful for anything related to hut. Alright, let's start things off with the hitting challenges. And anything related to accumulating some kind of stat such as shots or hits, you should know that you can go into overtime to give you extra time to be able to get those numbers. You also don't need to do all three challenges in one go. You can choose to get all the hits in one game and then you don't have to win the game and you'll still get the star. So for hitting, what you can do is you can dump and hit. Rather than dump and chase, instead of going for the puck, you go for the body. It's better if you time it just right so that as he gets the pass, you go for the hit rather than hitting him before or waiting a little bit for him to like make any kind of moves. Aggressive strategies, also the way to go, full forecheck and aggressiveness. And you can even choose to include large players with good checking and strength, but it's not required. It'll probably just make your life a little bit easier knowing that you can just touch someone and they'll get injured. You can hit everything on the ice, including the ref. Actually, no. But you can hit players without the puck and they still count as hits. And even though you're far away from the guy, always just try to finish your hit because you never know what will happen. Don't do that outside of the challenges though. You can also position lock, have your computers do some hitting, and then you go in for hits yourself, or lose face-offs on purpose and then just instantly go for the defenders to make the hit. This same challenge, you also have to get a lot of shots, and this is my favorite way of getting a lot of shots in the game. I get a lot of these poor angle shots where I'm coming from behind the net and I'm shooting it on the bottom left or bottom right depending on where I am. Usually towards my side, but sometimes if I see a teammate on the opposite side kind of ready to get the puck, I'll shoot it towards the opposite side. And so that got me a total of 6 shots in 30 seconds. A lot of people though will just shoot at the goalie and have him cover up the puck so you can win the face-off and then just shoot at him instantly. Then just cycle through. Speaking of face-offs, for face-offs, what you want to do is position lock as a winger and make sure that your centers have a high face-off rating. What will happen is it'll be your superstar AIs versus the computer superstar AIs, and your higher rating will give you a better chance of winning. Of course, you can always rag the puck or just play keep away from the AI once you get a high enough face-off rating percentage. If you guys don't know which cards have the highest face-off rating, check out my video on the best base cards based on face-off rating. And make sure you have 4 of those guys in your lineup. Link will also be provided to you in the description. Free of charge, might I add. No problem. From here we go to blocking shots. Can be a little tricky, but have no fear, because if you pull the goalie and move someone to the front of the net, they will just take random shots at your net. It gives you an easy chance to block some shots. You can also take a few penalties, and you'll pretty much always be in your zone when that happens. And you should make sure that your strategies are set so that your players are as defensive as possible in your zone, kind of covering the net as much as possible, and they try to block shots as much as possible with the sliders. From here, we move on to maximum goals and shots against. The secret of this one is just ragging the puck, just basically playing keep away against the computer. Do not do it against human players or you will be hated by 99% of the community. You know what the 1% is? The fellow puck raggers who think that it's an actual part of the game. But against computers, here's another little trick that you can do. If you go into the neutral zone and then pass the puck back to your goalie, you can hold the puck behind your net like this, and the computer will not go after you. That's not my tip, but I can't find whoever brought it up the first time, so I just made a video of it. I've been asked a lot lately about shorthanded goals and opportunities. Let's start with no shorthanded goals against. What you can do is just take a penalty last few seconds of the game, and it'll count for that challenge, like I am about to show you here. And then for goals, the secret of that is just having really fast players and going for breakaways more so than pretty much any other type of offensive opportunity, such as cycling the puck. You'll notice at the end of the game, my opponent has 0 out of 1 on the power plays. Now I'm going to show you guys how I get breakaways while shorthanded. First of all, you got to get the penalty. When I win the face-off, I just throw the puck out of the zone using the R1 or right bumper. So you can get any other kind of penalties like tripping a guy or high sticking him in the face. Hopefully you guys know how to get penalties. difficulties. If not, then just spam random buttons on your controller. Eventually, you'll do something wrong. But look at what I do with Tyler Johnson. I just go full speed along the boards, and they just don't do anything to me. These clips are all against Superstar AIs as well, so you should have an even easier time doing this if the challenge calls for like a weaker team on Superstar or on a lower difficulty. Again, if you don't know how to score on breakaways, I have a video for that. But from here, we're going to move on to power plays. The hardest part about this challenge is actually getting a power play, but have no fear, for the Reddit guys are here. Starting with positioning lock as a goalie, and then when you get a power play, you can disconnect your controller and then get right back into the game as all the players. You can use the protect the puck button, which is the A button on the Xbox or X on the PlayStation, and then just do like circles around the AI, hoping that he trips you or high sticks you. When you score on the power play, you should probably take some penalties after, because you probably may not want to be on another power play. Finally, in the offensive zone, what you can do with your defenders is wind up for a slap shot, and the AIs will try to dive block you, oftentimes tripping you. Scoring the goal itself, I think, is significantly easier because AIs are actually kind of dumb when they're on the penalty kill. They give me a lot of time and space, so here are just two examples of how I ended up scoring on a power play. Just cycling the puck around, and I get a nice and easy one-timer in front of the net. In this situation on the breakout, I get a nice shot, goes off the iron, that's okay. And then I'm going to do something similar to end this one, but first, you just got to make sure that you're patient. You have 2 full minutes to use your power play. So I just pass it around, find someone who's open, or I just get around that guy right there, and then a screen goal beats Dubnyk. Up next, we'll talk about passing. Passing is very simple. What you can do is just make one pass in the whole game, and then just drop your controller, and then come back for the intermissions. You'll have a passing percentage of at least 100% because you never missed a pass. Or you can just play the game normally, try to get some of these other challenges, and then towards the end of the game, find out what your passing percentage is, and then just make some nice, simple, and easy passes back and forth between your players. Similarly, with time on attack, what time on attack basically is holding the puck in your opponent's zone. Now let me show you how I accomplish that. When I enter the zone, I notice there's no pressure on me, so I'm kind of just doing some little dance moves in the corner. From there, I just pass it around to the open man whenever someone looks like they're about to pressure me. If you don't have an open man, then just pass it out anyway, because that's better than losing the puck to the opposing team. Sometimes in the corner, you may not have too much options, so instead, what you can do is you can go around the net while holding the protect the puck button I mentioned earlier. You won't get hit as easily, you won't get tied up along the boards as easily. You sit there for a little bit and then go back to passing. I was able to get 27 seconds in a minute and 1 second on the Superstar All-Star Team AI. You'll, of course, have an easier time against easier opponents. Okay, up next is breakaway challenges, and they're definitely the hardest ones to do because the game doesn't register you getting a breakaway sometimes. This first tip, basically what I mentioned about breakaways before by Agent, just zooming along the boards with a really fast player. Turbo believes that if you have a 2-on-0, that doesn't count as a breakaway, so if you only have one forward going in for a breakaway, you'll have a better chance of it actually registering as one. Next tip is what I do against other players, and that's win the faceoff, pass it to my center, and then just go full speed between the defenders. If you're alone from the blue line, it should count as a breakaway. You could also go from behind your own net with a controlled breakout that I never do, but give it a shot. Up next, we all know how dumb AIs can be when they're on the power play. So you can take advantage of that and position lock so that you're in a better position near the blue line for the breakaway. Or sit near the neutral zone and cherry pick and call for the pass. Then it should just be you all alone. My favorite way of getting breakaways, however, against non-Superstar AIs, Superstar AIs are a little bit smart, is going back into the neutral zone from the offensive zone and then going right back in, because the opponent's players are just all going to start going down to the blue line. They're not prepared to skate back up near their goalie, so you just burn right by them and get an easy breakaway. The problem is sometimes it doesn't count as a breakaway, so it's more about just scoring an easy goal. But I figured I'd put it in the breakaway part of the video anyway. Do you need to score 3 goals against a Superstar AI? Well, don't you worry, because this tip will help you out. Go up by 1, don't let the computer score, and then he's going to pull his goalie, allowing you to score 2 really easy goals. Up next is co-op challenges, and you don't need to have friends to be able to do them, but you do have to dish out an extra like $50 on another controller. That's the price you pay for having no friends. So basically start it up with 2 controllers. You can either position lock the second account or just disconnect one of them as the game starts. and then when you reconnect it, you can just keep it in the middle so that you have one controller controlling everybody. Finally, the moment of truth, if you've made it this far into the video, the real secret is conquering these superstar AIs without sliders. And defensively, it's very tough because the computer hardly makes any mistakes. But I have you on offense. Don't you worry. And then you can just, like, puck rag or something, or I don't know, play legitimately, whatever you want. This little trick has been around for quite some time now. I first saw it like 2 years ago, and it was used often in eShow where you're playing against computer defensemen. It's as simple as faking a shot as you're pushing up on the defender. The computer just becomes really stupid for a second. Look how he skates forward, allowing you to go right by him and get an easy breakaway, which of course you guys should bury if you watch my breakaways video. So that will cover you on offense very often. On defense, just pray to Strat-Jesus. I don't know what to tell you. I play the same tricks that I do in the defensive video that I showed you guys, where I play the neutral zone first and pretty much cause the AI to have to dump the puck in or just struggle to get into my zone. It works really well there, but when you let the AI cycle the puck, it just becomes a nightmare, as you saw there. But what I did learn is you never want to have two guys pressuring the AI, otherwise they'll just go right by you. In this case, it was my AI's fault for going in the way he did to allow this 2-on-1 to happen. But just cover your man and you'll probably have a little easier time defending. Anyway guys, thanks for watching. Those are my tips on how to do the hut challenges. Make sure you subscribe for more secrets to NHL 18.